La 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 la. Oh yes, they'll do nicely. La 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 la. The winner takes it all. The loser standing small beside my victory. That's my destiny. Good morning everybody, I'm Steve and this is Green Side Up. No, there's nothing funny going on here at all. So these plants are the now infamous side shoots that I took off the main Crimson Crush tomato plants over there, and I planted them up, potted them up, grew them on, and I planted them out here. Because they're an early fruiting variety, I think that I should get an extra crop, providing the weather's good to me. Now if it doesn't, if these tomatoes, they are now forming, we are getting tomatoes on, if they don't ripen, then I'll just use them for a green tomato chutney. Not a problem really in my book, but it's space that I wasn't going to use for much anyway, and why not have them? So there we go. And here's the first bit of bed in the Great Northern Carrot Grow Off that I planted with carrots, two different types in there, Parisienne and Chantenay, and pretty poor germination really. It seems to be that the front half of the bed is germination okay. The rear part is very wet. I mean, I can actually see condensation dripping off the plastic there. I think it's too wet for them, they'll probably rot there. But it's interesting nonetheless, and it will teach me where's best to grow in that bed in future, because I've never actually grown anything in that strip of ground from seed before. And 2 foot away from that bed in these tubs, these carrots are doing roaring. They're roaring away now, so I'm very happy with that. No problems there at all. Now this main carrot bed here, again a little bit of a patchy germination, but I should get a full bed out. There's only a couple of little gaps in there, so quite happy in there. Peas and beans, they're coming on now and they're all in flower, so should be fruiting this week. Picking, harvesting, very pleased. And looking over to the kale, that's growing away nicely. Needs some tidying up, need to go in and take the lower leaves off just to stop them rotting on the ground and making them look untidy. And I've still got trays and trays of brassicas over there to put out, pot on, grow on, put in the other tunnel, wherever they'll go, but they're still there. And look at this leaf on this tomato plant. You don't see this often. There's a side shoot growing out in the middle of the leaf. Keen. And then if we move up a bit, even more extraordinary, this leaf here, and it is a leaf, follow it all the way down, has 2 fruiting trusses on it. I've seen side shoots on it before, but never straight trusses growing straight out of a leaf. Very difficult for you to make out. There we go. Growing out of a leaf. Totally bizarre. Well, I've had a bit of a disaster. I have 5 lettuce varieties sown there in a small tray, and 2 days ago they all got completely frazzled, as a lot of other plants did in here, when the temperatures soared. We're now back to cooler weather, so I had to resow them yesterday. And the tray to the right is my large winter spinach. They all frazzled as well, so I resow on that job as well. My spring cabbage is the same, that's the Durham early there. Had to resow them, all of them got frazzled. and there's mustards in the trays next to them on the left there. You can see there's a bit of mess there where some of them got frazzled, some of them survived. I've been relatively lucky. So I think all in all, the young pretender, certain Tony Smith over in Whitburn, is ahead of the game, and he's certainly ahead of me. Who's going to win this big challenge? Well, I guess you'll have to go and have a look at his channel and see how he's doing. We're both going to be doing update videos as to where we're at with this thing, and we're going to keep the banter going from east to west and west to east. So go and have a little look at Tony's channel. Look at a few other videos while you're there as well, why not? And then subscribe. La 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 la. So here we are. I'm just outside of the little tunnel shooting into it, and the peppers have gone mad in here, and I've got tons of fruit. And to be honest with you, this week I'm going to start harvesting it. They're all green still, none of them have ripened up fully, but you can eat them when they're green. There's nothing wrong with them. They just turn red when they're at a different stage of ripeness. And really you need sunshine and warmth for that. I'm not entirely sure we're going to get it, so I'm going to start harvesting them. They'll go in salads, or you know, many things that we're cooking, omelettes even. So we'll start eating them because there is an awful lot of them in there. There's a good harvest to come, so very pleased. We'll go in and have a look at a few plants individually. So here's one little section of them, and you can see the peppers here. It's absolutely wicked with them. Hopefully you can see them on there. And again on these plants here, absolutely full of peppers. I mean, there must be half a dozen on there. Just completely bonkers. So none of them are really starting to ripen yet, but I will start taking a couple to eat. And I must check back on what variety of aubergine I tried to grow this year, because these are pathetic. I mean, they're aubergines and they're edible, but I'm used to growing the bigger, much chunkier ones, the ones we see in the shops, and they're the ones I prefer. You can make decent dishes out of them. So I'll check up and make sure I never grow them again. I think they were a long purple or something, but not really into them at all. I'll go back to my normal ones next year. So the young pretender Tony Smith is ahead of me, the alleged Grand Master. Oh well, he's ahead. Don't forget to go and have a look at his channel and see what he's doing. I know he's going to be posting an update very shortly, so go over and have a look and have a bit of fun, because that's just what you do over there. Anyway, just a quick shout out as well to Sean James Cameron. Thank you very much for recommending my site as site of the or sorry, should I say channel of the month for August. That's very, very kind of you and much appreciated. Thank you, Sean. So go and have a look at Sean's channel as well. He's had a bit of a bad year, to be honest. I follow Sean, and there were some issues with him getting to the allotment during lockdown, and therefore he hasn't managed to grow an awful lot this year, but he's still managed to turn up and do a few things. And this is the essence of allotment. It's not having a pristine garden, it's getting out there and joining, being part of it and enjoying the outdoor environment. It doesn't always come down to having perfect, fantastic crops. You know, if you get a radish out, fantastic. You know, if you get a whole row, brilliant. But there's no pressure. You take your time and you do your thing, and that's what I like about people's YouTube channels on here, you see some really good growers, and you see some growers who need a hand and need a leg up. And I like watching all of them. I like seeing how people develop and how they change things to make things better. I think that's wonderful. So keep on doing that, people. So thanks to Sean, thanks to Tony, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, look after yourselves. Ta-ra now.